So guys, we're out one of our favourite walks up the Stony Mullen near Loch Lomond, starting 2021 how we wish to go on throughout the year, and we've got a special video for you this week. I'll let Alan tell you all about it.
So on this week's episode, Marc and I are continuing the vein of form we've been on. We brought on our top 3 guests from 2020 at the end of the year, just to share their wisdom and their tips going forward into 2021. So in this week's episode, Marc and I have decided that we'll take the opportunity right at the very start of the year to share just one positive message each, which we'll make into an episode in order to kick us all off and get us ready for hopefully a brilliant year ahead. So thanks very much everybody, enjoy the episode. This episode is about a positive message for going into 2021, and I don't believe that we could have a positive message unless we actually took time to really reflect on, I suppose, what's happened in 2020. And for me, 2020 has been a year of real transformation. It's also been a year of reflection for many people, and I think that going into 2021, there's probably a lot of wisdom that we're all carrying with us about the direction we should take things in moving into this new year. And I think that's brilliant, that's amazing. For anybody that's on that path, great. For anybody that isn't, that's okay too. Start from where you are, and the message that I've got is really that. Start from wherever you are. It doesn't matter, like where you are physically, emotionally, spiritually. Start from where you are. That's a really positive message for me. I would say also that personally, I'd spent a hell of a lot of time in my 20s and 30s probably finding myself in a desperately unhappy place intermittently, because I would often be looking for answers outside of myself, and inevitably would end up unfulfilled as a result of looking for those answers. And I think my advice to anybody who's moving into 2021 and is maybe reflecting right now on what should you do, I would suggest the inner journey is the important thing, and using that journey within to go within yourself and to search for guidance and search for wisdom. And to utilise the various health and wellbeing techniques that we've talked about on the channel and that maybe you've learnt for yourself. It could be meditation, it could be cold water, it could be breath work, it could be plant medicines, whatever techniques work for you. Go and explore what works well for you. Try different things this year. Make it a year where you go and experiment to find what keeps you healthy and well.
So guys, my single most important message to share as we go into 2021 is something that I believe that applies to any man or woman, and it's something that I actually had to be reminded of at the end of last year by a close friend, Juliet. And that message is something that applies to any man or woman, no matter where you are in your life right now. I mean, I might not know you watching this right now. I might not know a thing about your life circumstances. Might not know what you've been through in 2020. But what I do know is that you can absolutely go to the next level in your life. In order to go to the next level, we need to lighten the load on ourselves. And what do I mean by lightening the load? Well, the way I see it is we all go through life carrying this invisible baggage, this baggage that weighs us all down. And for some people, it might be like a single suitcase, and for another person, it could be 2 suitcases, a rucksack, and 10 bags of shopping from Asda. And what I'm talking about is heavy negative energies that we're carrying, bringing us down. And it can also be seen as emotional baggage as well, because emotion is actually just energy in motion. Everything is just energy. But sometimes when there's too much heavy negative energy within us, it stops us from going to that next level in life. And sometimes in life, when our baggage becomes too heavy, we end up getting warning signs from life. And those warning signs are when the heaviness starts manifesting in physical health issues or mental health issues. And in the West, we give them names such as anxiety, depression. We develop physical ailments such as fibromyalgia, all sorts of different ailments that we give names to. Now, what I've learned over the past 10 years in my own self-growth and development journey is that the vast majority of these ailments we have and the illnesses that are holding us back in life, the vast majority of them have a root emotional cause. And if we can get to that root emotional cause and release these heavy negative energies, then we can go to that next level in life, like I'm talking about.
But the message is simple: put your health and well-being at the centre of your world, because you can't be the person you want to be unless you're feeling healthy and well. It's that simple. For me, I'm not the same person when I'm not healthy and I'm not feeling well. When I don't have that sense of balance, I'm not able to reach my own potential. It's something that's really held me back. It's something I would really say for you to explore in 2021 is your limiting beliefs about yourself. And we all have them. We all have a self-narrative that maybe we've told ourselves, and it could be anything. It could be about what you're capable of, like in your job. It could be what you're capable of physically. Could be limiting beliefs that you have emotionally and stuff as well. My advice is that to go and examine those limiting beliefs, and that's all linked to this message about the inner journey, about going within to find the answers, because they don't lie outside of us, they lie within us. And I can say from my own personal experience that 2020 has been a year where if I hadn't went within myself to examine the things that were going on with me, the emotional dysfunction that I was feeling at times, I probably wouldn't have had all the good stuff that came out of it as well. The YouRevolution and has been something that came out of that. So I would encourage every single person to go within, to examine where there might be limiting beliefs about yourself, to really challenge yourself, to find ways to overcome those limiting beliefs. Because if I had a pound for the amount of times I'd said, oh, that sounds like a load of rubbish, or that'll never work for me, and then I've done it and I've realised, wow, like that actually was amazing. Like now I feel so much more confident within myself and so much more able to tackle the world and to fulfil my potential.
Unfortunately, where we are, particularly in the west of Scotland, the way we deal with the heaviness of life is through boozing, through drugs, through antidepressants, which really do none of us any good. Those just numb our emotions. They don't actually get to the root cause of what's bringing us down so that we can actually let it go. Now, I'm talking from some experience here because life got very heavy for me numerous times over the past 10 years, and same for Alan. We've been on a very similar journey, and that's one of the main reasons that we've started this channel, is because we went searching for various different natural alternative methods to start letting go of this stuff that was holding us back and to be able to have a better, more enjoyable life experience. So going back to taking your life to the next level, I believe there are three main ways that we can do this. And the first thing is that we need to be kinder to ourselves. And that's something that I learned a harsh lesson with many years ago. 4 years ago to be exact. That's when I first came across the most valuable tool, the most powerful tool that helped me heal myself emotionally, spiritually, mentally and physically. And that's when I used the plant medicine ayahuasca. So ayahuasca is a psychedelic plant medicine that's absolutely not for everybody, and I'm definitely not recommending it for you or anyone else right now, because it can be a very difficult experience and it needs to come from the right place, and you need to have the right intention and do it in the right surroundings with the right people. So I'm not saying it's for you. There are many tools, and I'm going to cover a few of them in this video, but for me it's been one of the biggest healing tools that I've had in my life. And the reason I'm talking about it now is because the very first lesson I learnt when I drank ayahuasca was to be kinder to myself. So ayahuasca takes you on this deep spiritual journey where you go into the depths of yourself. It takes you into your psyche, your subconscious mind, where we've got all sorts of childhood traumas, all sorts of past life experiences, where we accumulate all of these negative energies that really build up and they end up shaping our lives, and they actually change our personalities, often for the worse. So ayahuasca took me on this deep inner journey where it showed me that at a very young age I didn't think I was good enough. I had all this negative self-talk, all of this criticism, self-judgment that had built up for many years, and ayahuasca showed me that all of this negative self-talk and the way we treat ourselves sometimes actually makes us sick. For me, it was showing me that it was creating disease within my body. So as a starting point for me to change my life, I had to be kinder to myself. And in that journey with ayahuasca, I had this huge experience where I purged for many hours all this heavy negative energy out my system. I was essentially letting go of all of that stuff I had done to myself for decades. And from that day on, I made a vow to myself to never ever say anything negative about myself, to never put myself down, to never judge myself, because do you know what? There are many people out there who will judge us, who will say bad things about us, but that's none of my business. If someone wants to say anything negative about me, let them charge on. I'm just never going to do that about myself anymore.
Every single one of us has the potential, has the inner wisdom, and has the inner compass that's just want to guide us onto a better path. And I would like for every single person to make 2021 the year where they go and discover that inner wisdom that they have for themselves, that unique wisdom, that unique pathway for themselves, and to discover that it all begins and ends with you. But to do that, you need to have a sense of readiness, like you feel ready to change and ready to discover that, but also that you are willing to take responsibility for whatever you discover along the way. And that's a big part of this inner journey, this work that you're doing. But it's all centred around your health and your well-being, because you can't be balanced, you can't be mentally, emotionally, physically well unless you bring all of these things together. And that's my message to you, is that go out and discover this for yourself. Go and make it happen, because it's in every single one of us. We have so much potential. I've totally bucked the trend about what I thought I was capable of through 2020, and I'm now in a place where I think I see it so many people that there's just so much potential now just waiting to be discovered. So use the channel, use whatever means possible to go and discover the health and well-being practices that will help you go more deeply into yourself and uncover what really works for you, because I desperately want to see every single person around me do really well. I think that's what it's all about, is raising people up, serving others, helping everybody, get on a better path, whatever that might be. It could be, a better job, it could be taking up a new physical hobby, whatever it is. I just want to see people do well, and I think that that's what this channel's all about. and that's what I try and instill in those around me as well.
Another big lesson for me, which I think is really important for us to go to that next level in our lives, is to always put yourself first. Now, I know that might sound a wee bit controversial and a wee bit selfish maybe. We can't be the best husband, the best wife, the best parent, the best friend if we don't properly look after ourselves. We can't bring the best us to our relationships, to life, if we don't properly care for ourselves first. And now these days, I'm one of the most emotionally resilient people I know. I can handle just about anything that life throws at me now, and it's not been easy. It's been a long journey to get there. And one of the main tools is putting myself first, and also have a daily self-care and spiritual practice that keeps me balanced, and it keeps me the best version of myself for life. The third thing that's hugely important to get to that next level in our lives is to gradually go inward and let go of all of that heavy negative stuff that I've been talking about. Let it go so that we can have a lighter, more enjoyable experience of life. So for me, plant medicines, ayahuasca was a huge part of my journey, but that's not for everyone. And there are many, many other tools, and one of them is something that we had on the show last week, and that's Kambo. Kambo is an alternative medicine that they use in the Amazon jungle to release panema, as they call it, which is essentially heavy, negative, dark energies. So when you take Kambo, it allows you to release that, and that's why so many people have such relief from anxiety, depression, even the likes of fibromyalgia. It all just dissipates because they get to the root cause. There are many other tools as well. Emotional freedom technique, hypnotherapy. There's one more really, really powerful natural technique that myself and Alan have used over the past few years, and it's something that Alan actually came across when he was on a health retreat 3 years ago, and that's holotropic breathwork.
Look, just a quick recap for me. I think the things that I really believe are really important are for you to focus on the inner journey, to go within yourself looking for the answers, to really confront those limiting beliefs that you might have about yourself, and to use the different health and wellbeing practices like the cold water, the breath work, meditation, whatever practices it is to help you unlock your potential. Because I think the world needs that, you need that, but the world needs that as well. So best of luck to everybody. I'm really wishing you all well, and obviously Marc and me will be here. We'll be continuing to get out good content, great stories about health and wellbeing to hopefully inspire all of us and push us on a better path. So good luck to everybody, and thank you.
Holotropic breathwork is so powerful. It's completely different from Wim Hof breathwork and many other forms of breathwork. It involves accelerated breathing combined with evocative music that takes you deep within yourself. You can go really deep with this, and it enables you to let go of all this stuff that's been holding you back, all of these unprocessed emotions. Myself and Alan plan on going deep with holotropic breathwork in a special episode in the coming months. We already had it planned with a holotropic breathwork facilitator, a guy based up in Fife. It was planned earlier in 2020, but the lockdown kicked in and it had to be cancelled. But I promise you, we're going to dive deep with that in 2021 because it can be a huge tool for all of us to benefit from, and it's natural. So we're looking forward to bringing you that in the coming months, and we're looking forward to all of us having a healthier, happier 2021.